All right. Hello, welcome back to another TFT guide. Today we're going to be building lights with the new 10.1 update. And as it turns out, I'm pretty sure lights are insanely strong now since the update. Now the tier 2 lights synergy, well, like 6 lights, is just as strong as 9 lights was before. So that is just a huge buff. And I only go 6 lights here, but especially with the new Lunar as well. Uh, Lights can be a very powerful synergy as you'll see this game. We start off pretty basic. We just grab whatever we can, whatever we can get up to 2 stars. We have our buff druids also, which they got buffed by 5 more health per second, which is pretty strong early. And just pretty standard beginning. The first 3 rounds we do end up losing, so maybe not our strongest build to start, but also that guy was level 4. So is what it is. He also had a tier 2 Leona. And now since the update, people are kind of realizing that Lunar buff is really strong, and they are all buying as many Leonas and Karmas as they can, and it's a very contested unit because they're both units are just so strong by themselves, as well as when you actually get the Lunar buff, it's just so powerful. I think it needs to be nerfed a little bit, in my honest opinion, but other than that, we got the light buff, and we got some rangers, which is kind of the carry here for this game. So we decided to put the Infinity Edge onto the Vayne, and that's actually, I think, a super strong item this patch. The Infinity Edge works really well with Lunar, and it works really well with Titan's Resolve, or whatever that's called, because every crit just makes you do more and more damage. And if you can have that, if you can have your crits doing more damage from the Infinity Edge, plus more damage from Lunar, plus more damage from Titan's Resolve. It's just there's some huge auto attacks. Even on Vayne, who isn't necessarily like doesn't have necessarily the highest AD, she can just do so much damage. And here we pick up another early 2-star Vayne, so we're looking to be able to 3-star that quickly. Although we don't have very much economy, which honestly was probably the worst thing I did this game. I don't think I kept my economy very well. But we do get off to a pretty good win streak here. We lose the first round, but after that, we actually end up winning like the next 10 rounds or something almost. Maybe not quite that many, but we go on a big long win streak, and really that's all because I just went for 2-star units. Warwick got buffed, but I mean he's still not amazing, but he just ults that much quicker, which can help for sure. And honestly, just our Vayne with the Ranger buff and with the Infinity Edge, she can just do a lot of damage. And she is going to be our carry for the entire game, basically. Going to the creep round, we have gotten really good items for the Vayne. We just want 1 chain vest, and then we can finally make a Titan's Resolve, and that will be perfect. And like the whatever third item you want to go after that doesn't really matter. I would recommend another Infinity Edge, but we don't end up actually being able to get those items, which is kind of unfortunate. We didn't even have that much luck with items. Besides, in the early game, we got the exact items we needed, but after that, we don't actually get too many items that we want necessarily. Here in this lobby, we got one other guy on a pretty big win streak. I think we're against him right here. And yeah, we end up beating him, which is pretty awesome. So we really are the #1 build right now. Up to 40 gold. Not too bad, not too bad. Would like to be up to 50 gold by Krugs, but it is what it is. Here, pick up some more lights, and now I'm trying to think of how I can transition to lights, because initially I was thinking maybe I'd do like a glacial ranger thing, because if I can get some Ezreals or something, but with the light buff, I felt like that could just be really strong. So I leveled up and put in my Aatrox, put in my Nasus, and Vayne just kind of goes to town here. Deals so much damage, and 1v2s those guys. She's just really strong. Especially when units start attacking her, it just makes her do even more damage. Unless she gets one shot, then that's no good. We pick up the Ezreal here. We're still not sure what we're gonna go. Pick up Leona. And I rolled down a lot because I really want to get the tier 3 Vayne, which we do end up getting right before the round starts. And here you can see is another person going lights. And it turns out 4 different people go lights in this lobby, which I think just shows how strong lights are. And lights become a very contested unit, and I end up rolling down all the way before I realized that the lights are so contested. Here, basically every single item I could have wanted gets snatched up. But so I grabbed the cloak because I think if I get a spatula, I can make another light, and I can make Ezreal a light, which would be really good because I love making a ranger a light. But that never ends up happening, so it was kind of a useless item to get at this point. We're also, as you can see, we have Twitch and Kindred on the bench. Those are the other rangers we would go if we were going rangers. And then I think we would transition into probably an Ashe or something like that. It's another Kindred. Decide to finally transition completely to light. And even though we have so many, look, we have a front line of all tier 1 units. But light is still so strong. We had 4 tier 1 units and 1 tier 3 unit, which was our carry. But it's just so powerful because even though they're not even doing that much damage, they're carrying. Oh no, we had 5 tier 1 units because our Jax was also tier 1. Jeez. I guess that just goes to show you. It's really just very powerful. Get a lot of money, and we get one more, whatever that's called, thief glove. And I don't know what to build. I don't really want any of those items. Hand isn't too bad because for Vayne it can, there's a 50% chance that it will be really, really useful and make her auto attacks do more damage. But if you get the other one, the health one isn't really that important because once she starts getting attacked, she's probably just going to die. So it's not like her healing is going to be that impactful, but it's better than nothing. I level up here again to put in another ranger just to make Vayne attack as quick as possible. And here I really want a Karma. Karma is the thing I want. And look, you see me roll all the way down and get 0 lights basically. I got no 2 stars from rolling down, and we end up losing to the other really strong light guy. But he's going for a Lucian carry instead of a Vayne carry, which I think is viable, but I think auto attackers are better than spellcasters, which Lucian, even though he does auto attack a lot, is more of a spellcaster. Even though here another Lucian guy beats us. But that's just because we have no tier 2 units. We did end up picking up the Karma also there, which was really good. And we are last pick, which is super unfortunate because I wanted the rod, I wanted really anything. I take the vest because I could make a Bramble vest, which is a fine item, but it's not amazing. It's definitely worse than Thornmail in my opinion, but I think it's still a solid item because it does give 50 armor, which is not bad. It's more of a tank item than a damage item, which I think Thornmail did a lot of damage. And here, just look at this Vayne 1v4 all the other Rangers. Finally get a tier 2 unit. Oh, I guess we got Aatrox before. But now we're just kind of being dumb, wasting all of our money, just trying to go for another Yorick or another Soraka, more Karmas, another Leona, anything that we can get that'll be an upgrade. Because we just want upgrades as soon as possible, because that just makes our teams that much stronger. Here, Vayne once again just wiping out the enemy team. But the other light player, or the other main light player, there's 2 other light players besides, or 3 other light players besides me. So the units are super contested. And here you can see me hovering over. Yeah, there's another light. It's crazy. So silly. Raptors, we don't get optimal items. Here I realize I'm probably not going to go Kindred, so I sell all my Kindreds. But I do Nico's the Yorick, which I think was not a bad decision. I could go Seraphs, or I could go Hand of Justice, which is probably better in this situation than Seraphs, because Karma's really only going to be able to ult once. And this guy, the Blade Master, is your guy. He ends up being pretty strong pretty strong late game. I think he gets third. Yeah, here's this guy is gonna be the main one we have to worry about going through this game. And here you can see we get really unlucky. My Vayne targeted the Kazakhs and just ran into their into their line instead of actually auto attacking at all, which made me angry. But even at this point in the game, I'm feeling pretty good because we are really healthy. So I know that a lot of the other people will get knocked out, as well as the two other light players will hopefully get knocked out before me. Even here, you can see this light player. He's going the Lucian build, but we're a bit stronger than he is, and we do end up taking him out, which is very handy. Here, there aren't many great items for me to grab, but I do end up grabbing the Zeke's Herald, which I think might have been the most optimal in that situation, just to get our Vayne to be attacking as quick as possible. The Karma tethering thing is kind of annoying because you have to like keep moving around Karma to make sure she's hooked up to the right person, because if you're not, like that, which she just went to the Jax, even though I thought she was hooked up to the Vayne, it can be really annoying. This light guy beats us, and at this point I'm thinking, oh, I'm probably just going to get second, because that guy seemed so strong. I didn't think I was going to beat him at all, especially because our comp really can't get that much better, only if we get a couple tier 2 units, which there's one tier 2 unit, but I roll all the way down and get nothing. But all I need at this point is a Soraka and a Leona to make myself stronger, so I'm not feeling super confident in myself at this point. Now we're down to just 3 people. Me, the Blade Master Azir guy, and the other light player, the other main light player. Ginsu's would have been probably a better item than Hand of Justice here, but sadly it's already been used, so I decided to put it onto Karma, because actually Karma's ability scales with AP, and I didn't really realize that the attack speed portion of it scaled with AP, which is actually like pretty good, because I really want to get as much AP on her as I can then, because that'll just make my Vayne attack that much faster. And I think now with the new Lunar with Karma, building attack speed items isn't as necessary for your carry. Here he totally snipes my Vayne because I wasn't paying attention. And I think I told him well played, but yeah. Oh, I didn't actually send it. I did get kind of roasted there. Don't get another Leona. That's really all we can go for, so we're just rolling every single time we have money just to try and get the Leona. Move around some stuff. I'm pretty sure Karma's tied to the wrong person. Yeah. See, I'm so silly. I always do that. But it actually ends up not mattering, because I think we win this one. Yeah, look at that. We take out the other light guy, which I don't really understand that much because we didn't really get much stronger. So I guess we just got lucky. Not sure. The other guy, I think we beat him, so it's not too bad, but he definitely beats the other guy, the other light player. So there we actually got the Karma attached to the right person, but I didn't get the Jax over in time, so the Vayne didn't actually get the Zeke's Herald buff. Oh yeah, and we actually ended up losing here, which is unfortunate, but it's okay, because that was his ghost, and he ends up losing to the other guy. And here we spot the Rabadons, but it spawned on the wrong side. I was so sad. Look, and he waits so long to get it, but that's exactly what we wanted, and super unfortunate. And then now I'm just trying to see what AP I might want, and I go for the Ionic Spark because I'm not sure how strong it is with the new update, but I just got it anyways. I feel like it'd be a little bit stronger than the crit item, the Jewel Gauntlet, because Karma doesn't really do damage with her abilities. She's just a support. Yeah, so I put the Ionic Spark onto Karma, make her tankier, make her do a little bit more damage, and give Vayne just a little bit more attack speed, which ends up being super beneficial. This guy got his tier 2 Lucian, so again, I'm pretty scared, but I know I can beat him because I beat him earlier, so just hoping to beat him. His Soraka is so strong too, and his Senna. Luckily, his Senna doesn't have a GA, because if she had a GA, then this would be a lot worse. And Vayne was just one tapping everybody. Once 7 seconds pass in the fight, Vayne crits like she's like 80% crit or something like that, which is just crazy. Here we're looking for one more Leona. Still don't get it. Still unfortunate. Basically at this point, this is a game of chicken. Wherever his Lucian is placed, we got to move our Vayne because we don't want our Vayne to get hit by the disarm. So we just gotta figure out what works best. So I moved at the last second, and there's the Lucian. So he's gonna ult to the left, not down where the Vayne is, which is really good because then she won't get disarmed. Which the disarm is really the only thing that can stop us at this point. But unluckily, our Vayne paths to the left instead of to the right, and if she would have pathed to the right, then we would have killed the Senna earlier. But I think we do end up killing the Senna anyways, and just our Karma is left, but we do end up winning that round. Then we go into the Rift Herald, which disarm, which would have been a fine item for maybe Karma, maybe definitely Vayne, but oh well. I decided to put it onto the Soraka because she tends to be one of the last people alive because she's in the back line and they don't have any assassins, so they're not getting into the back line. And so Soraka ends up actually having really fast attack speed at the end because of all the light buffs that she gets. So that is what I end up doing. Vayne does 2400 true damage with every proc of the thing, which is pretty crazy. That's just because Rift Herald does so much health. Nothing really to do here but roll down. Just want to get the next Leona. And there we go. And now our team is maxed out, essentially, unless somehow this game goes longer than like 2 more rounds. The Lucian's still on the right side, so we're still doing well with our positioning. So we stay there. Luckily, the Soraka does ult the Karma. So that's not super lucky. But our Vayne stays on the right side after killing the Nasus and actually takes out the Soraka, takes out the Senna. Oh, gets stunned or something, then takes out the Senna. And then once Senna and Lucian are dead, Vayne could probably 1v10 the whole team. He ends up having 2 health left, but at this point I know I'm probably just going to win. Especially if he doesn't change his positioning, which I'm going to assume he does try and change, and there he goes. He changes the Lucian over to the left side, so I know I have to wait until the last second, and then I'm going to move my Vayne over to the left side as well, so that the Lucian is not ulting onto the Vayne. Because again, that is probably the only way he can win. Here I'm putting the Aatrox over to the left because I want Aatrox to die as quickly as possible. Oh, I didn't actually even move the Vayne. Oh, I probably should have, but it's whatever. Because I want the Aatrox to die as quickly as possible because it just gives more light buff to everybody else. And the sooner we get our light buffs off, the more damage we'll be doing. So here you can see, luckily the Vayne didn't get disarmed, because if the Vayne did get disarmed, she would have died and I would have lost. But in the end, RNG is in our favor and we end up winning. Anyways, Light's pretty busted. Anyways, thanks for watching.